I deactivated my Instagram for the month of November.
Did you like it though? Did you
Double tap.
Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. It's your boy checking back in once again for another episode of Funky Friday on this beautiful Friday. And let's get right into it. A lot of people who follow me in my life have realized that I'm off the grid. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Donda album. It was a pretty good album. But have realized that I deactivated my Instagram for the month of November. Some people felt like I blocked them, which I should, but that's petty. That's another topic for another day. And poses the question of, is fasting important, and what's your reasoning for fasting? So for the people who've known me, the people who've followed me, and the people who keep up with me, they've realized that, you know, I'm off social media. And we're multiple days in, and it has been almost therapeutic, to say the least. It's been trying to break a habit, because I caught myself and still catch myself still today, like checking my messages, calls or whatever. And as soon as I put my phone down, right before I put my phone down, I would tend to click on a social media app and then clear it and then go. It was a bad habit. So while I was listening to a motivational speaker one morning, I got the idea to say, you know what if I replace something for something? And that something could be, instead of finding people who you're in competition with, friends, replace them with a mentor. Instead of eating fattening food, eat healthy food. Replacing a toxic app for some reasons or another, replace it with motivational content. It also can divert my energy in ways to send me down a rabbit hole of things that it's like, dang, like I've been watching this for the last 30, 45 minutes and just checking in to see, you know, what this person wearing, what this person looking like, what that person up to. And everybody who know me now, I don't follow nobody. But my Dora Explorer is always exploring. It is. And that's what the app is for, you know what I mean? So while I was going through it, I was asking myself, I was like, as October was ending and I was going into November, there's been a lot of popular fastings for the month of November, right? For example, No Shave November. No something November, right? And for the month of November, it's a very long month. How many days in November? What, 30? And I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna do something that's gonna challenge me. A close friend of mine who's actually a producer on my production company, a couple weeks back, he was like, man, I'm fasting. I said, boy, what you fasting for? He said, man, I'm fasting from alcohol. I said, silly fool, you won't even drink. That ain't even nothing that you even do. He's like, yeah, but I'm giving up alcohol. I'm like, man, that ain't no fast. Like fasting is giving up something that's near and dear to you, whether it could be helpful or hurtful. Like when I find the true meaning of fasting, the first thing I think about is when Jesus, in the great book of the Bible, Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He gave up something. He gave up food. He gave up, you know, the temptation of just being around bread, wine, or whatever it may have been. And that was something that was near and dear to him. It was almost like Jesus saying, and I don't want to create no blasphemic, kind of statement, but it's like if Jesus was like, man, I'm giving up Instagram. They didn't even have Instagram back then. So it wasn't even like he was giving up something. So for him to say, I'm giving up alcohol, that ain't nothing that's near and dear. So for me, when I was approaching November, I was asking myself, like, what's something that's really close to me? Or what's something that I do constantly on a regular basis? And it was social media, more or less Instagram. And we all know Instagram can be a financial wheelhouse for some, but a monumental distraction for others because it created this illusion of competition for I don't know what reasons, and it kind of masks the reality of real life. And I've been guilty of that. I treat social media like only presenting the highlights that can sometimes gives a falsified narrative of what the reality truly is. Like, I'm only gonna show you my Lambo. I'm only gonna show you my Ferrari. I'm only gonna show you my Rolls Royce. I'm only gonna show you my mansion. I'm only gonna show you my bust down. I'm only gonna show you my freshest outfit. I'm only gonna show you my healthy food that I'm eating. I'm only gonna show you my fridge when I got it stocked full of stuff. I'm only gonna show you my kids when they're doing something great. I'm only gonna show you, when me and my homeboys is doing something that's cool for the likes. But what people oftentimes forget is, what about that Instagram influencer that doesn't have no makeup on? Will she post that? Some of them do, some of them don't. But more times than not, they will post something when they are in their best self. Do you show the side of your children where they've done something that's inappropriate or have done something that's not so much of a, man, my boy did this, or man, my boy did that? Do you show the realness of buying a car? Is that car leased? Is that car rented? Do you show the side of the realization of your whole self in a way that more people can become relatable to this particular being or topic than just showing the highlights of it? So once I weighed everything out on a scale and I said to myself, I said, you know what? The Instagram in some ways has been very rewarding for me. And it also has been more of a distraction than not. So I will take the month of November to fast from the wanting to post, to check in, to check up, and to really focus on myself, to really focus on finding out what in the world that I really want to do in more ways than one, because we all know the elephant in the room is what team is going to sign Cam? Is Cam even wanting to be in the NFL? And I will answer that question one more time. Yes, I do. I'm waiting on an offer that's worthwhile, but also an offer that makes sense for me and my family. But on that same topic, I can't just wait around for something that, whether it presents itself or not, because I still have a responsibility to myself and to my family to still make the most of my situation. So, as we're talking about fasting and as we're talking about the month of November, I would I would be so into pushing a person to giving up something in hopes to gain knowledge on something else. So for me, I look at it like no social media November or no Instagram November, and replacing that with something. So I've been reading articles, I've been reading about, dieting, I've been reading about, many different things that I deem can be very helpful for me and my overall growth as a man, my overall growth as a brother, my overall growth as a businessman, my overall growth as a father, my overall growth as anything that is very close to me and what interests me. So it's not hard. It's more or less implementing discipline in your life that can provide extra value in the long term. So when I look at it, I feel as if this time is very, very important for my growth. And I'm taking this time to not just to prove a point, because I am competitive and I am a man of my word and I am a person who I feel like there's power in the tongue and the power when I talk, that not only am I fasting from what I've already mentioned, I'm also alleviating certain things out of my diet that I feel like when I come from out of November, I want to be my best version of myself going into December. A lot of people oftentimes wait to January 1st to show a new side of them, when that's not necessarily the case. It's a new year, new me. But for me, I've put a microscope to it and said, it's a new month, it's a new me. Every single time, every single day is a new opportunity. Every single month is a new goal that I try to attain. And every goal is not just to gain $1,000, to gain $1 million, to get a new follower, to do this and do that. Everything is always congruent to what's on my heart and what do I deem something that can make me better. That's what it's all about, being better. And the only judge of that is your maker and yourself. And it's crazy enough that I was taking my daughter to school one day and she was like, you know what, Dad? It's crazy that so many people that go to my school are so introvertish, or they are introverts because they only know how to express themselves on social media. And when you finally meet them in person, it's just like they dry, they don't know how to hold conversation. And this is coming from a tongue of a 14-year-old, let alone when I meet a person, wherever I may be, and it's like, man, this person don't got no type of substance. So now replacing all these different things to make myself a better person is all what November is for me. I'm trying to sharpen my brain. I'm trying to sharpen my diet. I'm trying to sharpen the person who I am and who I'm becoming. So that's mine. And if you're seeing this and this moves you, please like it. Please subscribe. And please leave your comment to let me know if you're willing or what you're willing to fast for in the month of November. And we halfway through the month, so it ain't even like it's hard. But as I always say, now as I always end things out, one finger, one pinky, one pinky, one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love.